And this time, not only recorded in America, but living in America as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you call America home now?
No, I don't think I could ever call anything but Australia home. Um, I spent about 6 to 7 months there, and was recording for a large part of it, and then trying to get this deal going over there as well. So it didn't really feel like I settled, like it didn't feel like I settled into a home. We were subletting a place in New York, and now our stuff is in storage while I release here, and then probably going to dart back in a few weeks and do some meetings, and then probably head over fresh really early next year,
Yeah.
either before or after my tour. Um, yeah, and then just sort of pick up fresh and really commit to a long sort of time. And I guess I'll feel a bit more at home then, because in my head I'll be going, okay, I'm going to spend a while here. I'm going to get on a tour or a few tours and just tour around and really cement myself in the overseas market. But otherwise, with the headspace of coming back and forth all the time, it's sort of hard to. Yeah, it's sort of hard to position yourself and to say to my manager over there, okay, dude, I'm going to be here for X amount of time, book stuff, If I'm saying, sorry, I've got to come back and forth, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, but here is where the work is, really, isn't it? So it must be difficult being over there, basically starting from scratch. I mean, you walk down the street, no one knows who you are.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pluses, to being there. Probably the biggest plus is just the challenge. I've loved sort of starting. I've done a few residencies there, and starting from total scratch where no one has any idea. There's no TV show backing me this time, and just watching the shows build week to week was really cool, because it was so tangible, and it wasn't like I had this, promotional force behind me, driving the project. It merely was just the people who were there hearing me sing and telling their friends to come next week, and so that was it was a really cool vibe, as opposed to my strange entry into the industry here. It was full on, like it was boot camp, and then suddenly you're propelled into this limelight, and so it's just challenging, and I can't really say any negatives about it, because it's just, all of it is just so, like, I'm really enjoying embracing the challenge of it.
I guess you must have been a bit like David Byrne in Talking Heads, with the big suit that suddenly handed
right.
to you, and you had to spend time growing into it. Was that how it felt?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still growing into it. I don't think we ever, as artists, quite fully comprehend where we're at, because it's a ever changing organ. It's this organism that's constantly transforming. Like you might do well one minute, and within months, suddenly then you release your next album and that flops. And then you release another album and it connects, or and so you can never predict it, and it's this constant wave of like, how's it going to go? And of course I had those fears when we released Like It Like That, and I thought, man, like, I wonder if Australia's going to dig this. It's been 3 years or something since I've had original stuff out, and so I can't tell you how much more appreciative of everything I am now. Like, the most in my whole career right now, it's not the first time, but it's the most that I'm going, like, this is insane. This is my 5th album, and I still have a place in the industry. The song's at #1 right now on iTunes, and like, for me, I just remember Idol, and this sounds like I'm an ass, but I remember them telling me, your single sold X amount, it's broken this record or whatever, and your album's done this, and it's #1. And I was in London at the time, and I was like, oh, cool. And man, dudes like work for years and years to bloody get in the top 50, and here I am not even comprehending or appreciating the fact that I'm like straight to #1. And so now, then you release your second album, you realise that Idol's just a TV show, and it's not going to sustain your career. you know, like it does to some extent. Maybe I'll be able to do nightclub performances for $2,000, you know, based on the fact that I was on a TV show. But if you don't keep it going, you know, it's going to stop. And so, yeah, for me, I am way more appreciative of it now, I think, than I was back then, because I was just a young, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess in some ways, you know, getting the number one on iTunes with a single like that is probably feels better than, you know, having the big hit the first time around.
Yeah, well, I mean, debuting it, I debuted at 6, and then it's gone to number 4 on the ARIA charts, and then, you know, I was saying to Ange, like, this is for me that. I'm used to sort of, with the Idol thing, like usually you go out bang with this whole big promo. You go out and you release your single and it debuts well, and then you sort of watch it fall down the charts. But you know, like I guess this is the first time where I've released a song and there's, you know, it's getting synced and stuff on Channel 7 and you know, it's getting played on radio and stuff, and it's sort of holding that top 10, that top 5. Position so far. Could be 50 next week, but you know, but right now it's sort of yeah, like I'm so stoked that it's that it is where it is, and yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, we look forward to finding out more about the album, you know, when the album comes out very, very soon. But of course, we didn't get you in here to talk music, did we? We just want to see the tat. It's been coloured in now.
Oh, yeah. So
see?
It wasn't coloured when I saw you.
No.
Yeah, no, well, I did the colour here, actually, in Surrey Hills,
right.
in Sydney. And, yeah, I just, all I really want to do probably is just go around the rest of my arm, and then that's it. I don't think I want to go all the way down.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So as your career, your tat is also a work in progress.
That's right, yeah. I mean, I love art, and I've always loved tattoos, and I just, yeah, I'd never committed to getting one. I'd always think, oh, you got to know exactly what you want. And I just walked past a wall. And so I'd always wanted a Phoenix, and I walked past a wall in LA, and I was like, that'll do. And so, yeah.
All right. Well, good to catch up with you, Guy. Guy Sebastian. Here he is at Undercover. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, this is Guy Sebastian, and you're watching Undercover.